Single Mom Answers, Episode 1. This is the Rich Single Mama podcast, but I'm starting a series to answer questions to single moms who are seeking out some answers to the burning questions. Now, these answers are going to come as real and raw as I can put them. But first, I'm your host, Samantha Gregory, and I'm the founder of richsinglemama.com. And with this Single Mom Answers series, I'm going to be answering your questions. So if you do have questions, feel free to message me, and I will be happy to answer your questions. Also, if you're on my mailing list, which you totally should be, you can also ask your questions. How do we get on my mailing list? Well, you can get on my mailing list by going to richsinglemama.com/budget and downloading my budget worksheet. Now, that budget worksheet is a really awesome tool that will automatically create a budget for you. So you don't have to worry about how am I going to create a budget out of thin air. This literally does it for you. So go to richsinglemama.com/budget, download the budget worksheet, and then you will have access to me and be able to ask any question that you have. So our first question is, how do I get over depression? Honestly, depression is like one of the topics that I am really hot and geeked about. Not because it's a good thing, it totally isn't. But depression is a part of life. And it also gets exacerbated, magnified if you are a single mom. So, my answer to you is simple, yet complex. So, don't get it twisted. Depression, again, is not an easy thing to deal with. It can be either medically induced, it can be induced by other factors as well, which we won't really dive deep into it. My thing here is to give you solutions, answers to the problem that you're facing right now. Now, this is what I did when I was depressed. And believe me, I was chronically depressed for years, even before I became a single mom. But that's a whole different story. But while I was depressed and I went to the doctor, I let them know that I'd been having some thoughts and feelings and that I was feeling down more so than I had pretty much been my entire life. And so they put me on depression medication. At the time, it was Lexapro. I also took Zoloft. Now, if you're on those medications, stay on them until you're able to wean yourself off of them. You might talk to your doctor about it. You might go the DIY approach like I did and typically do for the rest all my life. I always do the DIY approach because I'm a researcher and I find out the answers to these questions. How can I heal myself, heal my body, heal my life, and become what I need to be in order to make sure that I'm the best version of myself as possible? I'm always about evolution, evolving and becoming the best version of myself. And I really can't do that if I'm dealing with depression. So here's my answer. So like I said, I used to suffer from chronic depression. My mom was depressed. My dad was low-key depressed as well. And nobody knew how to really be happy. I learned from them, and my personality is naturally melancholy. So if you've ever taken a temperament test, you'll know that there are 4 temperament types. There's melancholy, sanguine, choleric, and phlegmatic. Look those up, the temperaments, so you'll know what exactly those mean. So I have a primarily melancholy personality. It's not good, it's not bad, it just is. So I was fighting an uphill battle all my life with depression, and even more after having my 2 kids, my 2 baby daddies. Okay, so it's out there, everybody knows. I have 2 kids, 2 different dads. It happens. So I was put on depression medication, like I told you, but I couldn't handle it. And I tried to go to work, go to school, and raise my kids and try to drive with these medications in me. No, that wasn't happening. I just literally could not do it. It was hard. I felt like my head was detached from my body. It was so hard. So I said, okay, I have to find a solution that's going to work for me. So I prayed about it and asked for help that didn't involve drugs. It took me some time, but I learned what my triggers were and I learned how to come out of it almost instantly. Hopefully, my story and my solutions will help you, but you have to start with the physical first. So, what does that mean? When you're depressed, your body is basically out of whack. It needs certain nutrients, it needs certain vitamins, it needs certain things in order to perform optimally. And when you don't have these things, the chemicals in your head aren't firing the way they should. The serotonin in your head and a whole bunch of different scientific terms. That's not working well. So you really have to build up your body first in order to get your mind to work the way it should and to pull yourself out of depression. So I suggest you start with taking vitamins. A B complex and a multivitamin is essential. So we need those as building blocks, as proteins, in order to get our body to run well. And if you have a poor diet, if you never take vitamins, if you are basically vegging out on junk food, a lot of sugar, a lot of the things that really deplete your body from the minerals and the proteins and the vitamins that you need, then you have to reverse that by eating better and taking your vitamins. And then you want to take magnesium. So everybody literally is depleted with magnesium. You need this because it's great, especially if you suffer from really severe PMS, some chronic pain, and cramps. And it's also very helpful for anxiety, which depression triggers, and stress, which definitely triggers depression and anxiety. So take magnesium, a really good magnesium. And I'll have all this in the show notes on my website, richsinglemama.com/TV. And then you will see all of the things that I've listed here in this podcast. Next, you need to detox your body. So a simple herbal detox tea monthly helps. So if your colon is yuck, then you need to clean it out. Now that sounds disgusting, but everybody has this amazing pipe running through their body to pull out all the toxins, all the bad things in your body, all the waste, and you need to be eliminating regularly. And if you're not eliminating regularly, all that is sitting up in your body and is poisoning your system, which also triggers stress. It also triggers depression. And so when you add single motherhood to this whole mix, you have a very bad formula for chronic depression. So definitely detox your body. Go to the health food store, ask for a detox tea, and take that at least monthly. In the beginning, you might want to clean yourself out with some magnesium citrate. It's literally a clear liquid that you can drink and it will clean you out. Again, sounds disgusting, sounds hard, but trust me, it will change your mood. You will feel a whole lot better if you have not been doing this. Okay, and then you want to move and stretch your body. So we're taking care of the physical first. We're taking care of our bodies and we're making sure that we are at a place where our body is running optimally, that it is a well-oiled machine, and that you are filling it with the good stuff. I mean, good food, good things to drink, reducing the sugar, reducing the things that will cause all these poisons and toxins and waste to sit up in your body because you're not eliminating on a regular basis. And you need to do that in order for all the good things to absorb into your system and really bring you to an optimal level. Now, there's a lot more things that we could talk about in terms of how to take care of your body, but I'm going to move now to the mental, the mindset, and helping you deal with your depression. So, first thing I want to encourage you to do is start to write your thoughts in a journal. Now, if you feel like, oh, I'm not a writer, well, it doesn't matter. This is not for anyone else. This is for you. You are writing because you want to make sure that you're getting all those stray thoughts, all the things that's been bugging you for the last 10 years, for the last 5 years, for the last year, the last month out on paper. Because when you let those things swirl around in your head over and over and over again, then you get to the place where it's overwhelming. Your mind begins to seize up, as it were, stress out, and you start just thinking negative thoughts 24/7. That's enough to give anybody depression. So you want to start writing these things down. Go to the store, the stationery part of the store, get yourself a really pretty journal, get yourself a college rule notebook, get something, and just start writing down. Even if you are, I say write it down with your hand, use on paper with a pen or pencil, because that action really starts to transfer what's going on to your mind through your hand onto the paper, and that releases those thoughts out of your mind. It literally loosens that valve of chronic thoughts, depressive thoughts, negative thoughts, and it puts it on paper. So that's the first thing. The next thing I want you to do is find the courage to let yourself off the hook. Okay? Let yourself off the hook. Sometimes we are the hardest on ourselves. We talk to ourselves so horribly. And you would never talk to your child like that, I hope. You would never talk to your best friend that way. So why are you talking to yourself that way? Why are you calling yourself dumb and stupid and worthless and all those different things? That is not helpful. And that causes depression. It's a cycle. It continues on in a loop in your mind. And so you have to find the courage to let yourself off the hook, because you are honestly doing the best that you can, right? Aren't you doing the best that you can? And if you are, then let yourself off the hook and move forward in your life. Give yourself some grace. Like I say, give yourself like a generous helping of grace. And when you do that, you begin to see that you're just doing the best you can, and there is nothing that will that you can do more than what you're already doing. All right. So the next thing I want you to do is create a story about how you're living your best life, and then go live it. So what does that mean? So that same journal that you're writing in, I want you to write a story. It's a make-believe story of your life, you picturing exactly how you want your life to look. And I want you to write this story, make it up. All the good things that you want, all the things that you see happening for yourself. I want you to write this story in this journal, and I want you to go live it. Start living it little by little. And don't believe that it's impossible. Instead, believe that all things are possible. Even in the scriptures, it says, with God, all things are possible. And so I want you to start understanding and believing that even that little thing, the first thing that you really want to do for yourself, is actually possible to do. So create a story about how you're living your best life, and then go live it and ignore the rest. Okay, and then I want you to learn how to meditate and how to repeat mantras. Now, for many people, meditation feels like an impossible thing to do, because there's always so many thoughts running through your mind. There's always this constant chatter. Well, that's why you're writing things in your journal, so you can free your mind up and give it some space for silence, a space for just nothingness and calmness. Now, if you have children, that's okay. Here's what a trick I did in order to get some free time. I simply said to my children, look, mommy needs 5 minutes, 10 minutes just to be by herself. And it's okay. I'm going to be right here on the other side of this door. If anything is happening, anything is wrong, besides someone bleeding out, don't bother me. Figure it out, handle it yourself. Now, of course, this has to be age appropriate. But if you're able to take time, 5 minutes, just for sitting in silence and breathing, this will do wonders for you. It takes off the pressure, especially at the end of the day when you come home from work or school, picking up the kids, and before you start to cook and do whatever you need to do for the rest of the evening and take care of the kids. Then this will give you the time and opportunity to be more present for the tasks that you have to do. Okay, so learn how to meditate and then repeat mantras. What are mantras? Mantras are, I am doing the best that I can. And you repeat that. I am doing the best that I can. I am doing the best that I can. Or whatever it is that you are trying to accomplish in your life. And so I have some single mom affirmations that are available for download on my website. Definitely go there, and I'll have them in the show notes linked so that you can get to that and be able to download that, and you'll be able to see and use the affirmations and the mantras that I have available for you, especially created for single moms. And then finally, for your mental health, decide that you deserve and will be happy. You deserve happiness. Everyone deserves happiness. The scripture says, I would that you would prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. And to me, that is the epitome of happiness. To be prosperous as your soul prospers. Your soul is your mind, your will, your body, your spirit, all those things. And when they're in harmony and alignment with your highest purpose and ideal and happiness, that's where you want to be and that's where you deserve to be. It doesn't mean that everything is perfect in your life. It simply means that you are happy with yourself and you're happy with the moment that you're living in right now. You're healthy, your children are healthy, you have a source of income. It may not be the most that you want right now, but you have a source of income and everything else is going well. If you live in the United States of America or any first world country, you are wealthy and rich compared to third world countries. You have everything. So if you can focus on that, you'll see that you definitely have everything that you need. So I want you to keep all these ideas in mind. And I want you to make sure that you are taking these one step at a time. You do not have to do it all at once, but you can gradually add everything that I've given you little by little. And I want you to know that depression is manageable and even curable. It doesn't mean you won't get the blues sometimes, you won't get down in the doldrums, that you won't feel a little bit stressed, but you now have the tools to manage all of that. And over time, if you have been on depression medication, you'll find that you won't need that anymore because the world will seem better and brighter when you apply these physical and mental exercises to your life. Now, if you have any questions, I'm really happy to answer those questions. And like I said, I will have a link in the show notes for you to go and read over everything that I've shared with you today. I'll have a link to the resources I've also shared with you. And I just want to be sure that you understand that you are in full control of your life. No one outside of you can control your life like you can. All of this is possible. All of this is it's in your control to change and shift. And just like I've mentioned in the very first part of this, it's all about elevating, evolving, and growing and becoming the best version of yourself. Even if you're a single mom. In fact, because you're a single mom, you owe it to yourself to do that. All right. So this is Samantha Gregory with Single Mom Answers and richsinglemama.com. The series that we're going through right now is where I'm answering your questions about how to deal with the ups and downs of single motherhood, whether it's parenting, personal finance, or your personal development. I'm here for you. And I am so excited and stoked to be able to share this with you in this podcast. Be sure to just subscribe to the podcast, share this with your other single mom friends, and definitely ask any questions that you have. My desire for you is to live your best life possible and to succeed and thrive no matter what is happening right now. Take care, and I'll talk to you again the next time.